They handed me the pills, claiming they would make me normal again. I looked them in the eye and flushed the medication down the toilet. Normal? All I wanted was to find the one who got away. When I woke up, I was in a hospital. The air reeked of antiseptic, sharp and stinging. The white ceiling tiles made my vision blur if I stared too long. Someone was sitting by the bed. She had her head down, looking at her phone. Her profile was soft, her eyelashes long enough to cast a small shadow on her cheeks. I opened my mouth, my throat parched. Water. She looked up instantly. Her eyes lit up. She set the phone down and stood up to pour glass. Her movements were frantic. She almost spilled it. She brought the straw to my lips. I took a few sips. The lukewarm liquid soothed my throat. Thanks, I said. She didn't speak, just stared at me. Her expression was complicated. I took a moment to really look at her. Long hair tied in a low ponytail, a few loose strands framing her ear. Her skin was pale, an anemic kind of white. Her features were delicate, not breathtakingly beautiful, but comforting, like a quiet ocean at night. Do we know each other? I asked. She froze. The cup in her hand trembled. Caleb, she said, her voice raspy. Don't scare me. Caleb, that was my name. She said it so naturally. But I couldn't remember who she was. Who are you? I asked. Her face went white, even whiter than before, like a sheet of paper. The doctor arrived quickly. He asked a few questions. I answered with difficulty. My head was pounding, feeling like it was about to split open. The final conclusion: temporary amnesia. Selective amnesia. I had forgotten the last 7 years and certain people. Like her. Her name is Chloe, the doctor said. She's your sister. Sister? I turned to look at her. She was standing by the bed, gripping the hem of her shirt so tight her knuckles were white. Biological sister? I asked. Yes, the doctor nodded. Twins. Twins. I scrutinized her. The contours of her eyes, they did look a bit like mine. But the vibe was completely different. I was a guy. She was a girl. How long was I out? I asked. 3 days, Chloe said, her voice low. You fell down the stairs. Stairs? The stairs at home, she added. You got up at night for water and didn't turn on the lights. I let out an oh. It didn't feel real. Like listening to someone else's story. The doctor gave a few more instructions and left. The room was just the two of us. It was quiet. I could hear the nurse's cart rattling in the hallway. Where are Mom and Dad? I asked. Chloe was silent for a few seconds. Dad's on a business trip. He can't make it back, she said. Mom, she'll be here soon. She spoke slowly, like she had to think about every word. How old am I? I asked. 26. And you? The same, she said. We were born on the same day. 26. So what I forgot was everything from 19 to 26. 7 whole years. How have I been these past 7 years? I asked. Chloe looked up at me. Her eyes were deep, unreadable. Pretty good, she said, her tone flat. You opened a design studio. You make good money. Am I married? No. Do I have a girlfriend? She went silent again. After a long pause, she shook her head. No. Why? I was curious. Do I look okay? The face in the mirror was sharp-jawed, not ugly. Chloe suddenly looked away. You have too many questions. Her tone was stiff. I took the hint and shut up. A while later, my mom arrived. She was carrying a thermos, bustling in like a whirlwind. She rushed to the bed, her eyes red. Cal, you scare me to death. She touched my face. Does her head still hurt? Is anything uncomfortable? I told her it didn't hurt. She sighed in relief, turning to open the thermos. Mom made you chicken soup. Drink it while it's hot. The soup smelled good. But I had no appetite. I drank a few spoonfuls and set it down. Mom sat next to me, looking at me, hesitating to speak. Mom, I said, I heard what the doctor said. I forgot some things. It's okay, she said quickly. It doesn't matter if you forgot. As long as you're okay. You can remember slowly. If you can't, it doesn't matter. She spoke fast, a little too deliberately fast. Chloe stood by the window, her back to us, looking out. Her posture was rigid, like a tree. That evening, Mom went home. Chloe stayed to keep me company. She spoke very little, spending most of the time in silence, either looking at her phone or staring out the window in a daze. I tried to chat with her. Chloe, I called out. She turned, her eyes a bit vacant. Yeah. When I was a kid, were we close? She paused. Pretty close. How so? Just normal siblings. She looked away. Went to school together, did homework together, fought over snacks. Who won more? You, she said. You were stronger. I chuckled. What about now? Are we still close? She didn't answer. The air in the hospital room suddenly felt heavy. Suffocating. Caleb, she suddenly said, her voice very light. Some things are better left forgotten. What things? She shook her head and stopped talking. She got up to pour me water. I watched her back. Something in my chest dropped. After a few days of rest, I felt much better. The doctor said I could be discharged, but needed to rest and come back for checkups. Mom and Chloe came to pick me up. We arrived at a house, a pretty big one. The decor was minimalist, shades of gray and white, feeling cold and deserted. I live here, I asked. Yes, Mom said. It's your house. You bought it 3 years ago. I said, oh, and changed my shoes to go inside. The living room was spacious and empty. It didn't feel lived in. There were abstract paintings on the walls that I didn't understand. Which room is mine? I asked. Chloe pointed upstairs. The one on the left. I went upstairs and pushed the door open. The room was large, a bed, a wardrobe, a desk. The desk was tidy, just a computer and a few books. I walked to the bookshelf and pulled out a book at random. It was a professional design book. I flipped through a few pages and a photo fell out. I picked it up. It was a picture of 2 people. The background was a beach, sunset, the sky, a blazing orange. I was wearing a white t-shirt, grinning like an idiot. Beside me stood someone else. Long hair, messy from the wind. Wearing a face mask, so I couldn't see their face. But the eyes were curved. They must have been smiling too. I held the photo for a long time. A strange feeling welled up in my chest. Warm, yet sour. Like drinking hot soup in winter that scalds your throat. Who is that? I asked. I hadn't noticed Chloe standing in the doorway. She glanced at the photo, her expression unchanging. A friend, she said. Taken on a trip a while ago. What kind of friend? Just a friend. Guy or girl? She paused. Girl. Girlfriend? No. Her tone was faint. Just a friend. Where is she now? Chloe walked over, took the photo from my hand, and tucked it back into the book. She's gone. Where did she go? Caleb. She closed the book and looked at me. You never used to ask so many questions. What was I like before? Quiet, she said. You didn't talk much. You like being alone. That sounds boring. She didn't reply, turning to leave. Rest. I'll call you for dinner. The door closed. I stood there, staring at the book. That strange feeling in my chest was getting stronger. Dinner was just me, Mom, and Chloe. Dad didn't come back. Said he was busy with work. The table was quiet, only the sound of silverware clinking. Mom kept piling food onto my plate. Eat more. You need your strength. The food in my bowl formed a small mountain. Chloe kept her head down, eating slowly, very little. Chloe, I called her. You don't like this? I used a serving spoon to place a rib on her plate. She froze. She stared at the rib for several seconds. Then, she whispered a very soft thanks. Her voice trembled slightly. I didn't think much of it and kept eating. A while later, Mom suddenly spoke up. Cal, now that you're out of the hospital, there are some things you need to be careful about. What things? It's just, you had some friends before, she said euphemistically. Maybe not the best crowd. Now that you've forgotten, it's for the best. Don't contact them anymore. What friends? I looked up. Just some shady people. Mom frowned. Bad influences. Chloe put down her chopsticks. I'm full. She got up and took her bowl to the kitchen. Mom sighed. Your sister. It hasn't been easy for her these years. What's wrong with her? Nothing. Mom shook her head. Just focus on getting better. Don't overthink it. I grunted in agreement, but my mind was in turmoil. After dinner, I went back to my room. I lay on the bed but couldn't sleep. My brain was a mess, like paste. The forgotten things were hidden in fog, unseen, untouchable. But there was a hollow place in my heart. It felt like I had lost something vital. I sat up and turned on the computer. I wanted to find clues. The computer had a password. I tried my birthday, wrong. I tried Chloe's birthday, wrong. I tried her home phone number, still wrong. Finally, I tried the date on the back of that photo. 2018, 07-21. I typed 0721. It unlocked. The desktop was clean, just a few work folders. I clicked through them. Design drafts, client data, nothing special. Until I clicked on a hidden folder. It was named Moonlight. Inside, there was only one document. I opened it. It was a block of text. No title, no signature, just a few lines. They all say I'm crazy, but I know I'm not. I just fell in love with someone. And that person happened to be you. I stared at those lines for a long time. My heart beat faster. My palms started to sweat. Fell in love with someone. Who? The person in the photo. But Chloe said that was just a friend. No. A casual friend wouldn't write words like that. I closed the document and kept browsing the folder. There were many other photos. Mostly scenery, some street shots. But no portraits. Only one was of a person's back. A twilight street. Street lights just flickering on. A figure in a white dress, long hair, slender frame. Standing at a crosswalk, seeming to wait for a car. The photo was blurry, like it was taken candidly. I zoomed in and in again. I still couldn't see the face. But that back view gave me an indescribable sense of familiarity. I had definitely seen it somewhere, but I couldn't remember. There was a knock at the door. I quickly closed the folder and switched back to the desktop. Come in. Chloe pushed the door open, holding a glass of warm milk. Mom said to bring this to you. She placed it on the desk. Helps you sleep. Thanks. She didn't leave. She stood by the desk, watching me. What are you doing? Nothing, just browsing, I said. Try to find some memories. She was silent for a moment. Find any? No, I shook my head. It's blank. Then stop looking, she said. Let nature take its course. Chloe, I looked up at her. Did I have someone I really loved before? Her body stiffened almost imperceptibly. Why do you ask? Just a feeling, I said. There's an empty spot in my heart, like something's missing. She lowered her eyes, looking at the floor. Maybe her voice was light. I'm not really sure. Aren't you my sister? How could you not be sure? You rarely told me about your personal life. Why? Because... She paused. You found me annoying. I was stunned. I found you annoying? Yeah, she nodded. You said I controlled you too much, that I suffocated you. I felt awkward. Was I? That much of a jerk? It's fine. She pulled the corner of her mouth, like she was trying to smile, but couldn't. Puberty. Everyone's like that. I didn't speak. She stood there for a moment, then turned to leave. Chloe, I called her back. She turned around. The person in that photo, I asked. Really just a friend? She looked at me, her eyes deep. Deep like a well with no bottom. Caleb, she said. Some things, if you forgot them, stay forgotten. Don't think about it anymore. But I want to know. What good does knowing do? Her tone suddenly became urgent. Can it change anything? Can you go back to the past? Or can she come back? She stopped, stunned by her own words. Like she had slipped up. The room was silent. I could hear my own heartbeat thumping against my eardrums. Where did she go? Chloe closed her eyes and took a deep breath. When she opened them again, the emotions were suppressed. She left. Her voice was calm. She went far away. She won't be back. Why did she leave? Because there was nothing here she wanted anymore. What did she want? Chloe looked at me for a long time. Then she gave a very light smile. A bitter smile. She wanted you, she said. But you weren't enough. With that, she opened the door and walked out. The door clicked shut. I sat in the chair, my mind buzzing. She wanted you, but you weren't enough. What did that mean? Did it mean I was a loser? I let her down, so she left. I leaned back in the chair, staring at the ceiling. The void in my heart seemed to grow wider. The next day, I didn't go out. I holed up at home all day, looking through old things. Albums, diaries, old phones. The diary stopped at age 19. The old phone wouldn't turn on, probably broken. The photo albums were mostly from childhood. Lots of pictures of Chloe and me. From babies to teens. When we were small, we looked alike, dressed alike like twin girls. A bit older, I cut my hair short, shot up in height, and started looking like a boy. But in the photos, we were always close. She smiled, I smiled. She cried. I made a funny face to tease her. It looked like we were really close. So why did it change later? I closed the album, my mind in chaos. At noon, Chloe came back, carrying 2 takeout bags. Mom's not coming back for lunch. Told us to eat, she said. I bought soup. Something light. Thanks. We sat on opposite sides of the dining table, eating in silence. The atmosphere was stiff. Chloe, I broke the silence. Did I disappoint you in the past? Her hand paused midair. Why do you say that? I just feel like I wasn't a good person. I forced a smile. Not good to you. Not good to the person I liked. She didn't speak, looking down at her soup. After a long time, she spoke. No, her voice was muffled. You were good. Then why? Do you seem like you don't want to talk to me? She looked up at me. There were red veins in her eyes, like she hadn't slept well. Caleb, she said, it's not that I don't want to talk to you. I don't know how. You forgot, she said. But I didn't. Those things, those words, I remember them all. But now that you remember nothing, I don't know what attitude to take with this version of you. She spoke slowly, every word heavy, pressing down on my chest. What did I say to you before? I asked. She shook her head, refusing to say more. Chloe, tell me. I grabbed her hand. No matter how much a bastard I was, I'll apologize, okay? But you have to tell me what I did. Her hand was cold, trembling slightly. She tried to pull back, but I held on. Tell me, I insisted. She looked at me, her eyes slowly reddening. You said you hated me. Her voice was light as a feather. You said if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have turned out like this. Turn out like what? Turn out like someone you hated. I froze. My hand loosened. She pulled her hand back, placing it on her lap, clenching it into a fist. What? I asked. Why would I hate you? She shook her head, tears falling, splashing onto the back of her hand. Don't ask, Caleb. Please. She stood up and ran upstairs. I sat there, my mind a tangled mess. Hate her. I hated my sister. Why? Because she controlled me too much? Or because of something else? I lost my appetite. The soup was mostly untouched. I cleaned the table, washed the dishes, but still couldn't figure it out. Upstairs, passing Chloe's room. The door was shut. I knocked. Chloe. No sound from inside. Chloe, I'm sorry, I said through the door. I won't ask anymore. Come out. Still no sound. I stood there for a while, then went back to my room. That afternoon, Mom came back, carrying a big bag of fruit and vitamins. Cal, how are you feeling today? Head hurt. I said no. She put the things down and looked upstairs. Where's Chloe? In her room, I said. Probably sleeping. That child, Mom sighed. She's been exhausted lately. Those days you were in the hospital, she barely closed her eyes. My heart tightened. She stayed with me the whole time? Yes, Mom said. She wouldn't listen to anyone. Insisted on guarding you herself. Said she was afraid you'd wake up and not find anyone. I didn't speak. My chest felt tight. That evening, Chloe came downstairs. Her eyes were a bit puffy, but her expression was calm. Like nothing had happened. The three of us ate dinner together. The atmosphere was better than lunch. Mom talked about relatives, trivia, who got married, who got sick. I listened, responding occasionally. Chloe remained silent, only picking at the food in front of her. After dinner, Mom cleaned the kitchen, and Chloe went back to her room. I sat on the living room couch watching TV, absent-minded. Around 9, Mom showered and went to bed. The house went quiet. I turned off the TV and went upstairs. Passing Chloe's room, light still spilled from the crack under the door. She wasn't asleep. I hesitated, but didn't knock. Back in my room, I opened the computer and clicked on that Moonlight folder again, staring at those few lines. They all say I'm crazy, but I know I'm not. I just fell in love with someone. And that person happened to be you. I stared at the word you. Who are you? The back in that photo? Or someone else? I tried searching keywords on the computer. Love, like a bunch of random files came up. Nothing useful. I searched Chloe's name. The results were just a few work documents and family photos. Nothing else. It was like my past had been deliberately scrubbed. Only vague traces remained. I felt frustrated. I turned off the computer and lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling, completely awake. Images flashed through my mind like a movie. The sunset at the beach, the street at dusk, the white dress, and Chloe's red eyes. She said I hated her. Why would I hate her? Aren't we twins? Did we not grow up together? Were we not close? What exactly happened? I didn't know how much time passed before I drifted into a restless sleep. I had a dream. In the dream, I was walking in white fog. It was dead silent, only the sound of my footsteps. In the distance, a figure stood with their back to me, wearing a white dress. I called her. She ignored me. I ran over, tried to pull her, but the moment my hand touched her shoulder, she vanished. The fog lifted. I was standing in a room. My room, but much messier than now. The walls were covered in drawings, paint, and paper scattered on the floor. Chloe stood in the doorway, watching me, tears streaming down her face. She said, Caleb, don't be like this. I said, I hate you. Then I woke up, covered in cold sweat. The sky wasn't bright yet. Outside was a deep blue. I sat up panting. The feeling in the dream was too real. Real like it had actually happened. I hate you. Did I say that? Did I say that to Chloe? Why? I couldn't sleep anymore. I got up and went to the balcony. The night wind was cool, hitting my face, sobering me up a bit. The streetlights below were still on, the streets empty. Far off, car lights moved like flowing stars. After standing there a while, I heard movement behind me. I turned to see Chloe standing at the balcony door, wearing pajamas, a jacket draped over her shoulders. Why are you up? I asked. Thirsty. Got up for water, she said. Saw you out here. Couldn't sleep. Getting some air. She walked over, standing beside me, looking into the distance too. Neither of us spoke. The air was quiet, just the sound of the wind. Chloe, I started. I had a dream. What dream? I dreamed I told you I hated you. Her body stiffened. And then I woke up, I said. It felt terrible. She didn't speak. Did I really say that? I asked. After a long time, she murmured so soft, almost carried away by the wind. Why? I looked at her profile. Why would I hate you? She kept her head down, gripping the railing, knuckles white. Because I did something wrong, she said. Something very wrong. What did you do? She shook her head and wouldn't say. Chloe, tell me. I turned to face her. Whatever it is, I want to know. I don't want to be in the dark, like an idiot. She looked up at me. the distant lights reflected in her eyes, glittering. "Caleb," she said, "sometimes being in the dark is better. But I don't want to be." "Why?" "Because." I paused. "I feel like I lost something important. I have to find it back." "What if you can't?" "Then I still need to know what I lost." She smiled. A faint, bitter smile. "You haven't changed a bit," she said. "Still this stubborn." "Was I like this before?" "Yeah," she nodded. "Once you set your mind on something, 10 bulls couldn't pull you back." "Is that a strength or a weakness?" "Depends," she said. "If you're right, it's a strength. If you're wrong, it's stubbornness." "Was I wrong about you?" She stopped smiling. Her eyes dimmed. "With me, you were never right." With that, she turned and went back inside, leaving me alone on the balcony, my heart feeling empty. After dawn, Chloe went out. Said she had work. Mom went out too, meeting a friend. I was alone in the house. I sat in the living room, zoning out for a long time. Then, I made a decision. I was going to visit our old home. Maybe I could find something. The old home was in the West End, an older neighborhood. I found it by memory. Standing downstairs, looking at the worn building, I felt a sense of daze. Like I had really been here. I went up, found the unit number. Knocked. No sound inside. Knocked again. Still no reaction. The neighbor lady across the hall opened her door and looked at me. "Who are you looking for?" "Excuse me, are the people in this unit home?" I asked. "Moved out ages ago," the lady said. "Been years." "Where to?" "Don't know." She shook her head. "Think they sold the place." No idea where they went. I thanked her and went downstairs. Standing there, looking at the building, I felt lost. The only lead was dead. I walked around the neighborhood. The garden, the exercise area, the convenience store. It was all strange, no memory of it. I stopped in front of the convenience store. On the glass door, a faded poster was taped up, corners curling. It was an ad for an art class. At the bottom was a line of small text. Instructor Jiang. Phone, 555 XXXX. Instructor Jiang. I stared at the name. A flash of a memory hit me. Short. I was sitting at an easel, holding a brush. Someone stood beside me, leaning over, pointing at my painting, saying something. I couldn't see the person's face, but I could smell a faint scent, like jasmine or gardenia. Very familiar. Buying something? The store owner poked his head out. I snapped back to reality, shook my head, and walked away. When I got home, it was already noon. Chloe wasn't back yet. Mom was cooking in the kitchen, humming in a good mood. "Where did you go?" she asked. "Just walked around," I said. "Got some fresh air. Good to get out. Being cooped up isn't good." I grunted and went to my room. That afternoon, I got a text. Unknown number. "Caleb, heard you're out of the hospital. You good?" "It's Zach." Zach. The name sounded familiar, but I couldn't place it. I replied. Huh. The reply came fast. "Holy shit. You really have amnesia? I'm your high school buddy. Sat behind you. Copied your homework." I stared at the screen, trying to recall. High school classmate. Sat behind me. Copied homework. A blurry shadow flashed in my mind. Chubby, loved to laugh, always getting yelled at by teachers. Big Zach. I typed. Yes, yes, yes. That's me. You finally remember, man. Not fully. Just a nickname. Whatever. Nickname works, he said. Free tonight? Let's grab dinner. The guys are getting together to welcome you back. I hesitated. Who else? Just a crew from our class. You know them. You'll recognize them when you see them. I thought about it and agreed. Maybe seeing old friends would trigger something. I told Mom I wasn't eating at home. Class reunion. She reminded me to drink less and come home early. Chloe came back in the afternoon. Heard I was going out. Didn't say much. Just be safe. I changed and left. The meeting place was a gastropub. Crowded, noisy. I followed the table number Zach gave me and saw a table of guys. 4 or 5 men, chatting animatedly. Seeing me, a heavy-set guy stood up and waved. Caleb, over here. It was Zach. Heavier than before, but the face hadn't changed much. I walked over, and he threw an arm around my shoulder. Looking good, brother. Recovery suits you. The others greeted me too. Caleb, long time no see. Heard you took a tumble? You okay? I smiled and answered, sitting down. They ordered a lot of food. Round of beer arrived. Let's toast to Caleb's recovery. Zach raised his glass. Everyone followed. I took a sip. The ice-cold beer slid down, a sharp shock. After a few drinks, the atmosphere warmed up. They talked about embarrassing high school stories. Who got rejected? Who got caught cheating? I listened, laughing along occasionally, but it didn't feel real. Like listening to other people's stories. Caleb, you were the school idol back then, a guy named Liam said. So many girls gave you love letters. You didn't even look at them. Did I? I asked. Yeah, you forgot. The cheerleader from the next class brought you coffee every day. You just turned around and gave it to Chloe. I gave it to my sister. Yeah, you said you didn't like sweet stuff, Liam said. Chloe blocked so many girls for you back then. I smiled, saying nothing. Speaking of which, how is Chloe? Zach asked. Haven't seen her in ages. She's good, I said. At home. She hasn't found anyone yet. No. Haven't heard her mention it. Makes sense, her standards are high. Zach shook his head. But you two are weird. Look so alike, personalities are opposites. Your sister is so gentle, and you're a closed book. I smiled, didn't reply. After another round, I went to the restroom. On my way back, I heard them talking. So Caleb really doesn't remember? Looks like it. Didn't even recognize Fat Zach. That incident. He doesn't remember that either? Definitely not. If he remembered, would he be acting like this? They stopped talking immediately, expressions unnatural. What are you talking about? I asked. Nothing, just chatting. Zach laughed it off. Come on, drink up. I didn't move, staring at them. You guys mentioned that incident, I asked. What incident? They looked at each other. No one spoke. Tell me, I said. What happened? Zach put down his glass, scratching his head. Caleb, it's not that we don't want to tell you, it's... That thing is complicated. And what? And your sister specifically said not to bring it up. Chloe? I frowned. My sister? Why wouldn't she let you talk about it? She's doing it for your own good, Liam said. That thing, it hit you hard. Maybe it's better forgotten. What exactly happened? I was getting impatient. Don't hide it from me. I need to know. They looked at each other again. Finally, Zach sighed. Caleb, you really want to know? Yes. Okay, I'll tell you, Zach said. But promise me you won't get agitated. I nodded. Zach took a deep breath, lowering his voice. The year you graduated high school, you were in a car accident. I froze. Accident. Yeah, Zach nodded. Pretty serious. You were in the hospital for months. How do I? Have absolutely no memory of that. You were in a coma for a while. After you woke up, you didn't remember some things, Liam added. Doctor said it was PTSD, selective amnesia. What did I forget? You forgot. A person. Who? Zach looked at me, eyes complicated. Back then, you had a girlfriend. My chest tightened. Girlfriend? Yeah, from a school next door. Art student, Zach said. You were crazy about her. Talked about her all the time. Said you were going to marry her. And then, the day of the accident, you guys apparently had a fight. You were running in the street, didn't look for cars. Got hit. My brain was buzzing. What about her? Is she okay? Zach shook his head. She wasn't in the car. But after you got hurt, she disappeared. Never showed up again. Disappeared. Why? Don't know, Zach said. None of us ever met her. Just heard you talk about her. Name was... What was it? Sophie, Liam said. Her name was Sophie. Sophie. The name felt like a needle stabbing my heart. Sharp pain. What did she look like? I asked, voice trembling. Pretty. Thin. Long hair. Zach gestured. Think she had a mole under her left eye. Smiled really gently. A mole under the left eye. The photo at the beach flashed in my mind. The girl in the mask. Her eye seemed to have a mole. Small, faint. Where is she? Now, I asked. No idea. Zach shook his head. After the accident, she transferred schools. Changed all her contact info. We couldn't reach her. Does my sister know? Probably, Zach said. While you were in the hospital, your sister took care of you. She must have met her. I didn't speak. My insides were twisted. So, I really did forget someone. Someone I love. But why didn't Chloe tell me? Why say she was just a friend? Caleb, you okay? Zach nudged me. You look pale. I shook my head, grabbed my beer, and took a huge gulp. The beer was bitter. Bitterness that made me frown. That accident, I asked. What exactly happened? We only know the basics, Liam said. That night, it was pouring rain. You were running in the street like you were chasing something. Then you got hit. Drunk driver. Total liability. What was I chasing? Don't know, Zach said. Police asked you. You said you didn't remember. Doctor said trauma blocked the memory. I leaned back, mind blank. Then why? Why are things bad between me and my sister? I asked. Zach and Liam exchanged a glance. Even more awkward. That, we don't really know, Zach said. Just felt like after you got out of the hospital, you drifted apart. Didn't talk much. Later you moved out. Contacted her even less. Was it because of the accident? Maybe, Liam said. You were unstable back then. Always losing your temper. Wouldn't listen to anyone. Only your sister could get a word in, but you yelled at her too. I closed my eyes. Felt like a stone was blocking my throat. So, I really did tell Chloe, I hate you. After she took care of me for so long. I was a goddamn bastard. The rest of the meal was tasteless. My head was full of what Zach said. Accident. Sophie. Disappearance. And the hurt I caused Chloe. Seeing I wasn't right, it didn't push drinks. We wrapped up quickly. Zach drove me to my building, patted my shoulder. Caleb, let the past go. You're okay now. That's better than anything. I nodded, said thanks. He sighed and drove off. I stood downstairs. Didn't go up immediately. Lit a cigarette, leaned against the wall, smoked slowly. Zach had shoved the pack into my hand, said it would calm me down. Did I smoke before? Don't know. But right now, I needed something to suppress the agitation. Halfway through, my phone rang. Chloe, where are you? She asked. Downstairs, I said. Coming up. Okay. I hung up, stubbed out the cigarette, and went upstairs. Home. Chloe was on the couch, watching TV. Volume was low, barely audible. You're back, she said. Yeah. I poured water in the kitchen, came out, sat next to her. TV was playing a variety show. People laughing, lively. But between us, dead silence. So your classmates? She asked. Yeah, Zach and them. Have a good time? It was okay. Silence. A long while later, I spoke. Chloe. Yeah. I heard some things today. She turned to look at me. What things? About the accident, I said. And Sophie. The expression on her face froze instantly, like a mask cracking open. The laughter on TV continued, but the air in the living room seemed to freeze. Chloe looked at me, unblinking. Who told you? She asked, voice flat. Zach, I said. He said I was in a car accident the year I graduated. That I forgot Sophie. Chloe didn't speak, turned back to the TV, but I knew she wasn't watching. Chloe, I said, why didn't you tell me? Tell you what? She asked, tone cold. Tell you that you almost killed yourself for a girl? Tell you that you were in a coma for 3 months, woke up remembering nothing? Tell you mom and dad turned gray overnight because of you? Caleb, isn't it better to forget? Forget, and you can start over. Live like a normal person, not live in pain every day. Why do you have to remember? Why do you have to rip open those wounds? Because it's my past, I said. I have a right to know. What good is knowing? She stood up abruptly, staring at me. Can you turn back time? Can you undo the accident? Can you bring Sophie back? I was stunned. Her eyes were red, tears swimming, but not falling. Caleb, I'm begging you, she said, voice cracking. Stop asking. Okay, consider it me begging you. With that, she turned and ran upstairs. I sat on the sofa, listening to her footsteps, the door slamming. My heart felt like it was being squeezed. Painful, breathless. That night, I didn't sleep. Lying in bed, eyes open, staring at the ceiling. My mind was full of Chloe's red eyes and her words. She said I almost killed myself for a girl. She said I was in a coma for 3 months. She said forgetting lets me start over. But what exactly did I forget? Not just Sophie. Something else. There had to be something else. The next day, I got up early. Or rather, I never slept. When I went down, Chloe was already in the kitchen, making breakfast. Back to me. Movement slow. Chloe. I called her. She didn't turn. Yeah. About yesterday. I'm sorry, I said. I shouldn't have pushed you. She paused, then continued cooking. It's fine. But I still want to know, I said, who Sophie was. What exactly happened between us? She didn't speak. Plated the fried eggs, turned, and put them on the table. Eat first. I sat down, looking at her. Her eyes were puffy, face pale. Probably didn't sleep well either. Chloe, tell me, I said. Whatever the truth is, I can handle it. She looked at me, eyes exhausted. Caleb, sometimes the truth isn't pretty. I still need to know. She sighed, sitting opposite me. Sophie, you met her in high school. Art student next door, she said slowly. You were together for 2 years. Great relationship. You love her very much. And then, the summer after graduation, you fought, she said. Bad fight. You ran into the street. Got hit. Why did we fight? She was silent for a long time. Because of me. I froze. Because of you? Yeah, she nodded, voice barely a whisper. Sophie felt I was too good to you. Too close. She felt. We weren't like normal siblings. What? Chloe looked up, eyes complex. Back then, you relied on me. Told me everything. Spent more time with me than with her. She couldn't take it. She made a scene. You thought she was being unreasonable. You fought. I listened, a sour taste in my mouth. Just because of that. More than that. She shook her head. There was something else. What? She went silent again. Longer this time. Just when I thought she wouldn't speak. Caleb, she said, voice raspy. You know how twins sometimes have that special connection? I shook my head. I can feel your emotions. Your pain. Your joy, she said. The day of your accident. My heart hurt like it was splitting open. I called you. You didn't pick up. I knew something happened. I watched her, silent. Those 3 months you were in a coma. I went to the hospital every day. Talked to you. Wiped you down. Massaged you. Doctor said talking might help you hear, she said. So I talked. About our childhood. Mom and Dad. Sophie. Your favorite band. That novel you didn't finish. Tears fell as she spoke. She didn't wipe them. Then you woke up. But you didn't remember Sophie. Or the accident. Doctor said it was defense mechanism, she continued. Mom and Dad said forgetting was good. They handled Sophie. Told her not to come find you. She agreed. She agreed. Chloe pulled a grimace of a smile. She came to the hospital once. Stood at the door. Didn't come in. Watched you for a long time. Then left. Never appeared again. My heart stung. Like a pinprick. What happened later? I asked. Why did I hate you? Chloe looked at me, tears flowing harder. Because later, you remembered. I was stunned. I remembered? Yeah, she nodded. 6 months after getting out, you started dreaming. Fragments. Sophie. You went looking for her. Couldn't find her. She evaporated. You asked me. I wouldn't say. You fought with me. Said I was hiding things. Said I ruined your love. Her voice shook violently. I said forgetting was for your own good. You wouldn't listen. You searched. Finally found her address. You ran there. Her family had moved. Neighbors said they went abroad ages ago. You stood downstairs all night. Got sick the next day. High fever. Delirious. I listened, a heavy stone crushing my chest. After you recovered, you changed, she said. Withdrew. Locked yourself in your room. Drew pictures. Lots of them. All the same person. Sophie. Drew them. Tore them up. Drew again. I tried to comfort you. You yelled at me. Said if it wasn't for me, Sophie wouldn't have left. If not for me, you wouldn't have fought. You said. You hated me. She finally sobbed aloud, covering her face, shoulders shaking. I sat there, watching her, unable to speak. Chest blocked. Painful. Like being run over. I didn't know what to say. Comfort her. I was the one who hurt her. Apologize? I remembered none of it. Like a bystander hearing a story. But the pain in my chest was real. Chloe cried for a while, slowly calming down. Wiped her face. I still read. Then what? I asked. I stayed like that. No. She shook her head. About a year later, you suddenly got better. Stopped drawing. Stopped mentioning Sophie. Started living normally. School. Work. Like nothing happened. Why? I don't know, she said. I asked you. You said you figured it out. Moved on. So I didn't ask again. So we are. Now, she interrupted, smiling faintly. Like this. Not close, not distant. Not cold, not hot. Like normal siblings. Occasional contact. Occasional visits. It's fine. She made it sound light. But I heard the bitterness. Like cold tea. Looks fine, tastes bitter. Chloe, I'm sorry, I said. I don't remember, but I did those things. I said those words. I apologize. She shook her head. No need. It's in the past. It's not, I said. You're still hurting. She looked at me, eyes trembling. Caleb, I don't know how to make it up to you, I said. But I'll change. I won't treat you like that again. She lowered her head. Silence. Then, as long as you're okay. That's enough. Voice like a sigh. After that day, things between us thawed a bit. Not as stiff, but not intimate. Like a pane of glass between us. Visible, but untouchable. I started trying to find Sophie. Even though I knew it was a long shot. 7 years. She probably had a new life. But I wanted to find her. Wanted to ask what happened. Say sorry, even if it was meaningless now. I asked Zach to ask around. I searched online. Needle in a haystack. Sophie. Common name. Nothing matched. Chloe knew I was looking. Didn't stop me. Just watch my back sometimes. Eyes complex. Worried. Or expecting something. One day, I found a metal box in the study. Locked. No key. I pried it open. Random stuff. Ticket stubs. And a stack of letters. Handwritten. Elegant script. Starting with Cal. Written by Sophie. I read them one by one. Daily life, class, art missing me. Trivial but warm. Reading the words, I could picture her. Quiet. Smiling with curved eyes. Mole under the left eye. The last letter was dated a week before the accident. Cal, let's meet. Talk. I have things to say to your face. But that was it. Did we meet? What did we discuss? Why did we fight? I couldn't remember. I put the letters away. My heart felt hollow, missing a piece that couldn't be filled. That evening, Chloe brought flowers. White lilies. Fragrant. Past a florist. Bought them, she said. Put them in your room. Look nice. I took them, found a vase. The scent filled the room. Thanks. Yeah. She turned to leave. Chloe. I stopped her. She turned. Sophie, I asked. What kind of person was she? She paused. Quiet. Gentle, she said. When she looked at you, her eyes had light. Did you like her? Chloe looked at me, smiled. I liked her, she said. She was good to you. Then why? No, why? She cut me off. Some things just aren't meant to be. She left. I stood there, looking at the lilies. White petals under the light. Like snow. A few days later, Zach had news. Sophie's family went to London. Address unknown. But a distant relative was still here. Might know something. He gave me an address. Old neighborhood. older than my old place. I knocked. An elderly woman, 60s, reading glasses, wary. Who is it? Is this a relative of Sophie's? I asked. Who are you? I'm an old friend, I said, looking for her contact info. She sized me up. Sophie? Which Sophie? Lived in the West End. Art student. Moved abroad 7 years ago. She thought. A little Sophie. They moved ages ago. No contact. Do you have a number? Address? No. She shook her head. Heard she's doing well. That's all. I was disappointed. Thanked her. Turned to leave. Wait, the old woman called out. What's your name? Caleb Jiang. She froze. Stared at me. Caleb. You're Caleb. You know me? Sophie mentioned you, she said. Before she left, she stayed here a few days. Cried all the time. I asked why. She said she broke up with a boy named Caleb. My heart seized. Did she say anything else? The woman sighed. She said she was tired. Didn't want to fight anymore. Couldn't fight. Couldn't win. Fight what? Don't know. She shook her head. She didn't say. Poor girl cried so much I didn't dare ask. I stood there cold all over. Couldn't fight. Couldn't win. Who was she fighting? Me? Or Chloe? Leaving the old woman's place, it was dark. I stood by the road, smoking. Mine a mess. Sophie's letters. The woman's words. Chloe's eyes. Shards that didn't fit. But one thing was certain. The past wasn't simple. Not just a fight. I got home. Chloe was watching TV. She glanced at me. Eat yet? Yeah. I sat next to her. TV show was noisy. Chloe, I said. Yeah. Sophie went to her relatives before she left. I said. Stayed a few days. Cried every day. Chloe's hand on the remote paused. Is that so? She said she was tired. Didn't want to fight. Couldn't win. I looked at Chloe. Who was she fighting? Chloe didn't speak. Stared at the TV. Chloe, tell me. I said. What really happened? Silence. Long silence. Caleb, some things are better unknown. I want to know. You'll regret it. I won't. She turned to me. Eyes deep. If I said Sophie left because of me, would you hate me? I froze. What? It means, she said word by word. I forced her to leave. My brain buzzed. Struck by a heavy blow. The living room was quiet. TV laughter jarring. I looked at her. She looked at me. You forced her. I repeated. Voice dry. Chloe nodded. Calm expression. Terrifyingly calm. What? Because she wasn't right for you, she said. You wouldn't be happy. Right or not isn't your call. I'm your sister. Her eyes were bloodshot. I can't watch you jump into a fire pit. Fire pit. I laughed bitterly. Sophie was a fire pit. For you, yes. What? Silence. Chloe, tell me why. I stood up, voice rising. You have to tell me today. She stood up too, looking up at me. Red-rimmed eyes. No there's. Fine. I'll tell you, she said, voice shaking. Because what she wanted, you couldn't give. What you wanted, she couldn't give. What did I want? You wanted a home. A warm home. Someone to love you. Someone to be with you forever, she said. Sophie couldn't give that. She was too fragile. She needed protection. She couldn't handle your feelings. How do you know? Because I saw it, her voice rose. Those 2 years. Were you happy? Really happy? You worried every day. Worried she'd be mad. Sad. Leave. You walked on eggshells. Were you even you? I was stunned. Caleb, you're my brother. I know you. Tears finally fell. You act like you don't care. But you care more than anyone. You love someone, it's for life. But Sophie wasn't like that. She was too young. Didn't know what she wanted. She couldn't give you forever. So you forced her out? I asked coldly. Yes, she nodded. I talked to her. Told her you weren't compatible. Continuing would only hurt you both. She cried. Said she loved you. I said love isn't everything. Reality matters. You couldn't give her a future. She couldn't give you one. I listened, heart sliced by a knife. What did she say? She didn't speak. Cried for a long time. Then agreed. Chloe said. Said she'd leave. Wouldn't bother you. And then she left. Went abroad. Never came back. I stood there, freezing cold. So that was it. I didn't forget her. She abandoned me. No. Chloe forced her to abandon me. What gave you the right? I asked, trembling. What gave you the right to decide for me? Because I'm your sister, she cried. Because I didn't want to see you suffer. Didn't want to see you settle like mom and dad. Become resentful partners. What about mom and dad? She froze. Looked away. What about mom and dad? I grabbed her shoulders. Speak clearly. She looked at me, tears pouring. Mom and dad lost their love long ago. They stayed together for us, she said. The affection you saw, fake. Separate rooms for years. No words for years. Long ago. She couldn't finish. Squatted on the floor, sobbing. I let go. Stepped back. Mind blank. Mom and dad? Separate rooms? No love? Impossible. They were so good. Holding hands. Laughing. How? You're lying, I said. I don't believe it. I'm not lying. She looked up, eyes swollen. The day of your accident, they were fighting at home. Vicious fight. You heard it. Ran out. Then, it happened. I stood rigid, like lightning struck. So I ran out not because of Sophie, but because of Mom and Dad. So the accident wasn't Sophie. It was the family. Why didn't you tell me? My voice rasped. Tell you what? That Mom and Dad's marriage was dead? That this home was a sham? She shook her head, smile uglier than crying. Caleb, how could I? You were already like that. How could I break you further? I watched her, speechless, chest block, painful. So you took it all? I asked. Made Sophie leave. Let me hate you. Endured it alone. What else? She cried. What could I do? Watch you collapse? Watch the family shatter? Caleb, I'm your sister. I had to protect you. Protect this home. Even if you hated me. I squatted down, looked at her. Tear-stained face. Messy hair. But eyes stubborn. Like when we were kids. Someone bullied me. She fought them. Chloe, I called her. Throat tight. She looked at me. Tears flowing. I'm sorry, I said. I was wrong. She froze. I shouldn't have hated you. Shouldn't have yelled. Said those bastard things. I said, eyes wet. You did so much. And I treated you like that. I am trash. She shook her head. Tried to speak. Couldn't. Just cried. I reached out. Hugged her. She stiffened. Then hugged me back. Cried harder. Like crying out 7 years of grievance. We sat on the floor, hugging for a long time. Emotions settled. TV still laughing. We were crying. Like idiots. Chloe, I let go, wiped her tears. Don't carry everything alone anymore. I grew up. I can share the load. She nodded, eyes red. About Sophie, I said. I'll try to contact her. No matter what. I owe her an apology. Yeah, she nodded. You should. And about Mom and Dad, I paused. I'll talk to them. If it's really over, they shouldn't force it. We're adults. We understand. She looked at me, gaze softening. Caleb, you really grew up. I smiled, heart aching a bit. 7 years late, but better than never. She smiled too, a bit forced, but the first real smile in a long time. That night, we talked a lot. Childhood, parents, the lost years, like kids whispering under the covers. Except we were on the living room floor. Talked until dawn. She fell asleep on my shoulder. I carried her to her room, tucked her in. Watching her sleep, the void in my heart filled a little. Still hurt, but I knew why. The next day, I told Zach about Sophie. He said he'd keep looking. I asked other friends. No leads. Sophie was gone without a trace. But I didn't give up. One day, I'd find her. Say sorry. Say goodbye properly. As for Mom and Dad, I talked to them. At first, they denied it. Said I was imagining things. But I told them what Chloe said. They went silent. Dad spoke first. Admitted it. Love was gone. Stayed for us. Mom cried. Said sorry for not giving us a complete home. I said it's okay. We're grown. Live for yourselves. They looked at me like a stranger. Then Mom hugged me, cried like a child. Dad stood by, eyes red. After that, the house changed. No more fake affection. More real. Eating together. TV together. Bickering occasionally. Like old friends. Better this way. No more pretending. Chloe moved back in. Said living alone was lonely. I said welcome home. She smiled. Eyes like crescents. Days passed. Flat, but steady. I was still looking for Sophie. But not maniacally. I knew some things can't be forced. Some people are missed. Accept it. Move on. Until one day, an email. Unknown address. Subject. To Caleb. I opened it. One line. I'm back. Let's meet. Signed, Sophie. I stared at it. Heart racing. Palms sweating. Sophie. Back. Contacting me. I looked at the words. Flashbacks. Beach sunset. Twilight Street. White dress. Her smiling eyes. The mole. I replied. Okay. Time. Place. She replied fast. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. The old place. The old place. I knew it. Our coffee shop. Time passage. South side. Quiet alley. Next day I was early. Window seat. Colonel. Waiting. Heart fast. Palms sweating. Unknown variable. 7 years changes people. 3 p.m. sharp. Door opened. A girl walked in. Long hair. Beige coat. Slender. She took off sunglasses. Same face. Delicate. Gentle. Mole under left eye. She saw me. Paused. Smiled. Walked over. Sat down. Long time no see, Caleb. Long time no see, I said. Sophie. She smiled. Ordered a latte. You change a lot, she said. You too, I said. More beautiful. She smiled. Silence. Awkward. 7 years. What to say? When did you get back? I asked. Last week, she said. Handling some business. And to see you. See me? Yeah. Heard you had an accident. Amnesia. She looked at me. You okay now? Okay, but forgot some things. Like why we fought. She paused. Sipped coffee. Better forgotten, she said. Not a happy memory. I want to know, I said. Everything. She looked at me. Eyes complex. Caleb, let the past go. I want the truth, I said. Don't want to be confused. She sighed. Fina, what do you want to know? Why did you leave? I asked. Did my sister really force you? She froze. Laughed bitterly. Your sister? She told you that. Yeah. She really takes the blame. Sophie shook her head. She didn't force me. I wanted to go. Why? Because I was tired, she said. Caleb, being with you was exhausting. I was stunned. Exhausting. Yeah, she nodded. You were too good to me. So good I felt I didn't deserve you. Meaning, remember? We started dating. You pick me up every day. Rain or shine, she said. My birthday. You save allowance for 3 months. Bought a necklace. I said too expensive. You said I was worth it. I didn't speak. No memory. Later you got busy. School. Work. Family. She continued. But you made time. 10 minutes just to see me. I said don't. You said you missed me. Her eyes reddened. Caleb, you were too good. Gave everything. I could only take. Take your good. Your love. Your sacrifice. I couldn't give back. I was too ordinary. I didn't think you were ordinary, I said. But I felt it. She looked at me. Pressure. I was scared. Scared you'd get tired. Bored. Leave. So I walked on eggshells. Scared to speak. Scared to fight. Scared if I made a fuss, you'd go. I listened. Heart pinched. So the fight was about that? Yeah, she nodded. That day, I saw you and your sister. You wiped her sweat. Laughed. A real laugh. Relaxed. With me, you were careful. Like handling glass. I snapped. I said you didn't love me. You just thought you should love me. I opened my mouth. No sound. You said no. You said you loved me. I didn't believe it. Tears fell. I ran. You chased. Then, the crash. She wiped her tears. Breathed deep. You were in the hospital. I visited. Your sister stopped me. Said you'd get agitated. I stood at the door. Watched. Left. Later, your sister found me. What did she say? She said you forgot me. Doctor said it was good. Told me not to find you. Let you start over, Sophie said. I agreed. She was right. We wouldn't be happy. I dragged you down. So you left. Yeah. Went to London. With my parents, she said. Far away. Good for everyone. I looked at her. Chest tight. Sorry, I said. I didn't know I made you so tired. She shook her head. I should say sorry. I was cowardly. Ran away. How are you? Now. Good, she smiled. Married. Have a daughter. 3 years old. Goo. I froze. Then smiled. Congratulations. Thanks. Silence. Coffee cold. Your sister? She asked. She good? Yeah. Moved back home. Good, she nodded. She was really good to you. I know. So you too. Talk it out, I said. I was a jerk. Won't be anymore. She smiled. Eyes curved. Caleb, you grew up. Yeah. Late. But better than not. We talked a while longer. Her family. Work. Her daughter. Like old friends. No resentment. No regrets. Just peace. Finally, she checked the time. Had to go. I walked her to the door. Caleb, she turned. Good to see you again. Me too, I said. Sophie, be happy. You too, she said. Be well. Yeah. She smiled. Turned. Walked away. I stood at the door. Watched her disappear around the corner. The stone in my heart finally landed. Back in the shop, I finished the cold coffee. Bitter, but with a sweet aftertaste. Like life. Got home. Chloe was cooking. Back. Saw her. Yeah. How was it? Good. Married. Has a daughter. She froze. Smiled. That's good. Yeah. I went to the kitchen. Helped wash vegetables. Chloe, I said. Thanks. She looked at me. For what? For everything you did back then. She didn't speak. Chopped veggies. Actually, I wasn't that noble, she said. I was selfish. Selfish. I was scared, soft voice. Scared if you stayed with her, you'd get hurt. Be sad. So I'd rather you hate me than see you suffer. I stopped. Looked at her. Chloe, not anymore, I said. I'll take care of myself. And take care of you. She looked up. Eyes red. Okay. We smiled. Continued cooking. Dinner. Family of 4. Mom, Dad, me, Chloe. Good atmosphere. Talking, laughing. Real family. Dad drank a bit. Talked about old times. Mom laughed. Chloe listened, smiling. I watched her. Heartwarm. All these years, she protected me. Protected this home. Now my turn. After dinner, I walked Chloe to her room. At the door, she stopped me. Caleb. Yeah. If, hypothetically, she looked at me, gaze dodging. If Sophie wasn't married, would you chase her? I froze. Smiled. No. Why? Because some people, if you miss them, you miss them, I said. And I have more important people to protect now. She looked at me, eyes bright. Who? You, I said. And Mom and Dad. She smiled, eyes like crescents. Go in. Sleep early. Yeah. Good night. Good night. Back in my room, I opened the computer, looked at the Moonlight folder, thought about it, deleted it. Past is past. Important is now. In the future. Story complete.